my toys.
Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're going to look at the wrestling Mattel vehicle and accessory, the Wrekkin Slammobile. This is a 1/12 action figure vehicle. I'm pretty excited to see which one of my figures in my collection fit inside of it. I predominantly bought this vehicle to fit with my Batman action figures and regular civilians in my city diorama setups. It does come with another figure of its own, Braun Strowman. I'm assuming this is going to be a basic release, but we'll see when we open him. So the front of the package here, window package, you can see the vehicle on the inside. It does have some breakaway features. I hope it does not break away easily and it's not too loose to use the regular vehicle. Wrekkin Slammobile, 10 breakaway pieces, includes this figure in here, and the top of it just shows him staying next to the vehicle. On one side here, it shows him staying next to the vehicle. This is where you can open the package. It's glued or taped together. Not quite even, doesn't quite look right. On the other side, we've got this guy lifting up the vehicle and tipping it over. Then on the bottom here, you can see all the breakaway features. Tons of pieces come apart. And then you can see the vehicle completely intact together. Of course, there's always a barcode and some warnings and whatnot. And on the very back side, you can see it's got a trunk that opens up. You can put a chair and a briefcase inside of there. And then you can see all the figures fighting each other, using the car to hurt each other, etc., etc. Like I said before, I didn't buy this because I'm into wrestling. I'm not really opposed to wrestling, but I do love getting wrestling figures to enhance my other figures. So I cannot wait to open this up, see what all figures fit inside, and check it out. Alright, well now that we got this vehicle out of the package, here it is in its entirety with all of its accessories. The package boosts 10 breakaway pieces, so one could perhaps argue those are accessories. And then it also comes with Braun Strowman. He is an accessory. I love the fact that it came with a very large wrestler figure, because if he's going to fit in there, pretty much any wrestling figure is going to fit in there. Now I will say my first thought is the car looks a little bit low compared to him. His waist is here, and that's the top of the windshield. Now, what appealed to me the most about this is it is a regular looking vehicle, and it can enhance my action figure collection. I didn't buy it for breakaway purposes. I bought it really just to see what all figures in my collection will fit inside of this vehicle. After I got it, I decided I liked it enough that I went ahead and I did acquire a second one of these. Here is the vehicle from all angles. Here's the side, red convertible. The front, you can see black hood, got some wrestling stickers, windshield. Other side, and the back, it does have a trunk that opens up. We'll check that out in just a few minutes here. Here's the bottom of the car, really not too much going on there. And then here it is from the top side. So before we go any further, let's just knock out Braun Strowman figure. Alright, just a quick glance at the Braun Strowman figure just to get out of the way. I definitely did not buy this for this figure. I would have bought the car even if it didn't come with him. But I was happy to have him as a little extra. He always works as a great, big, muscular thug type guy. He's a basic figure, has a basic articulation. His head goes around, arms go out. They are in the ball joint there. Elbows single jointed, but they have a swivel as well. Wrists go around and hinged as well. He's got waist articulation. His legs do not go out. They only go up and down about this far each. He's got single jointed knees. And then he's got sort of hinge on the top of his, between his knee and his ankle. And that's about it for him. I did end up getting two of these guys, so I'm going to have to find another head to put on this guy and make another sort of random thug type guy. Might paint over the words on one of these guys. Who knows? And just so you know, this guy, as tall as he is, fits in the car with complete ease, gets in there, absolutely no problem. And like I said before, this is not my first Braun Strowman figure. You can see, I think this is an old basic release. Then we got the two that come with the car, basic releases, and these are two elite releases, different releases. Since I had an extra one, I popped his head off and put this guy's on there. Even though this is a head from, I think, a Neca Scarface figure, it still looks too small in that body. So I think I'm going to have kind of a rough time finding a different head for these guys. Well, the first thing I would like to do is check out the action features this vehicle comes with. So, of course, the car can go forward and back, no problem. The wheels, they do not turn. So if you need to turn the car while driving it, you kind of just have to force it to do it. So like I said before, it has 10 breakaway parts. Of course, they definitely sort of took advantage by saying 10 because 6 of them are sort of 2 pieces. Anyway, the doors open. You can see inside there. And they do come off as well. There's sort of a little area there that will connect onto this bar inside of here. It actually is really easy to get back on, and it stays on there pretty sturdily. So both sides can be ripped off. And like I said, they come off pretty easily, but they don't come off so easily that they'll accidentally come off while you're driving. Next, we've got the windshield. This would be piece 1 and 2 for breakaway parts, and this will be piece 3 and 4. You can see it comes apart as one piece, has a little peg that fits into the hole there. Can be taken off, ripped in half, thrown, etc., etc. Next, you've got this part here. You can have a figure like Braun Strowman come here and sort of smash it in there. Pieces fly up, and they can be removed. You see they sort of clip on with this sort of thing fitting around the bar on both sides. And the car's getting a little more bare. That is already 6 pieces that have come off. Next, the 2 chairs come out inside of here. Just sort of pull them out. They do clip in with this little piece here. Fits nicely around there. And then next we've got the steering wheel. It pops out as well. Just kind of slides in there pretty easily. Can't really see it. And then we got the trunk. I do love the fact that it has a trunk. You can actually store items inside of here. It's got a pretty nice amount of room inside of there. Nothing large. No actual figures are going to go in there, but it can sure hold stuff. And it comes in pretty much attached the same way as the door. Fits around this bar on the inside here. Really can't see it just because of the way the car is angled. So 10 removable pieces. Pretty cool. And like I said before, they don't come off very easily when it's assembled. Like I said before, and I'm sure I'll say again in this video, I bought this car because it's a regular looking car for 1/12 scale action figures. A red convertible, has a couple of wrestling logos on it, but it's not in your face. As soon as I saw this listing, I pre-ordered it from Amazon.com. Unfortunately, a couple days later, they canceled my order for whatever reason, and I forgot about this. Found it at Target, got it, opened it up, liked it a lot, went ahead and got another one at a different Target. Now I'm seeing it all over the place. It's not too often they release 1/12 2-seater regular looking cars for your action figure world. Biggest thing I'm curious about, will Diamond Select, NECA, DC Universe, etc. type figures fit inside of here? We'll find out shortly. Now that we've taken a pretty good in-depth look at the accessories, if you'd call them that, the car comes with, and the action features, let's look at the size of the car. So from front to back, this car is sitting at just a hair under 13 inches long. As far as how tall it is, sitting just a hair under 5 inches tall. That is from the top of the windshield to the table down here. And then as far as how wide it is, looking at about 6 inches wide. Next on the agenda, let's check out what all action figure lines will fit inside of this vehicle. Probably the thing I'm most curious about. So I'm not going to start with all action figure lines that I have. I'm going to start with these smaller ones and work my way to the bigger ones. Going to skip over figure arts and things that are really small like that. Let's start with Mafex figures. So here's a couple of regular looking guys. Here's how they scale up standing next to the car. And then do they fit inside? And of course they will. They're a little bit smaller than wrestler figures. Very easily. Hold on, just got to get his leg right in that sweet spot in there. And they almost look like they're a little bit too small perhaps for the car, but it works pretty good. They're a little bit of a more realistic style than this car, if you ask me. Here are a couple of Marvel Legends figures next to the vehicle. This looks like something that you could probably pass as Tony Stark's car. Do they fit inside? Of course they're going to. They look pretty good if you ask me. You can see absolutely no problem getting them in there. Now here are a couple of Mattel figures next to this car. On the left here we've got a DC Universe Classics figure. This is actually a Bruce Wayne head I popped onto a Clark Kent body. And then on the right we've got an Alfred figure. This is a Movie Master figure, which is a little bit shorter than the DC Universe Classics figure. So this guy's a little bit obstructed from his coat here. Doesn't quite get in the sitting position the way I want, but guess what? Really absolutely no problem getting him in there. I just had to make Alfred drive, I guess chauffeur. Really no problem. They fit in there just nicely. A lot of clearance. It's really no issue getting them in there. Here are a couple of Mattel WWE Elite figures. These figures are a couple of the taller wrestling figures that I have. The fact they're elite, they have slightly better articulation, which may make it easier for them to go in this car, but they came with a basic figure, so you know the basic figures are going to fit. Like I said before, you kind of got to get that sweet spot, get their legs in there just right. This guy's real big. He may not actually fit. Would you look at that? They fit in there with pretty much with ease. Some of the tallest WWE figures that there are. And they get in there really no problem. Yeah, it took a tiny bit of work, but that's fine by me. Next, let's check out some Neca figures and see if they fit inside as well. Looks like it's really no issue and they look pretty good. Some regular guys in a regular car just driving around town. Next, let's check out some Diamond Select figures and see if they fit. These figures are getting larger and larger, and I really have had no issue yet. Oh yeah, absolutely no problem here. Look at that. 7-inch figures fitting in this car. Absolutely no problem. And then we've got some McFarlane toy figures. Don't really have a lot of regular people looking action figures in McFarlane with proper leg articulation to fit inside of here. But would you look at that? I mean, you can push them in there pretty far too. So this vehicle is pretty nice. It definitely accommodates exactly what I wanted, which is fitting almost any action figure inside of here, from the smaller part of 6-inch scale to the larger end of 7-inch scale. Now to see what kind of stuff will fit in the trunk. Just so you know, for scale purposes, like I said before, you're probably not going to fit any action figures in here. Here's a wrestling figure compared to the trunk. Even a female would probably not fit in there unless you contorted her in the craziest ways possible. So I took this wrestling trash can, see if it would fit. It definitely fits inside, but you can't shut it, mostly because this part of here is going to hit the trash can and obstruct it. It's really close. I could probably force it shut, but I don't really want to do that. Tried moving to the other side. And it wasn't really any different. Still, it's hitting it. Like I said, I could probably force it shut, but that's not really what I want to do. Kind of fits if you move it around enough. Of course, it will hold plenty of other items. I took a few of these guns out here. course, absolutely no problem there. Then I took a couple of these bags of money. Say Braun Strowman's coming in, wants to drop it off in the car. Absolutely no issue there. Could probably even fit both of them. Okay, maybe not both of them, but it'll easily fit one. Nice feature here. Next, let's compare it to some other 1/12 scale vehicles and general action figure vehicles. These are two wrestling vehicles to kick it off with. On the right here, we've got the Milk Machine. It's a cardboard, really action figure package, but doubles up as a okay background vehicle. And then we've got this absolutely horrible ambulance here. It was some wrestling vehicle or alleged wrestling vehicle I bought off Amazon, and boy, that thing is just absolute garbage. Here they are next to a couple of Dick Tracy vehicles. These are definitely not 1/12 scale. These are more for the 5-inch figures, but just so you can see the size difference. Here they are next to an old The Shadow car from the Shadow movie. This is also more so for 5-inch figures, but it's kind of a nice regular looking vehicle. Here they are next to some Ninja Turtle, I believe to be foot soldier cars. I bought both of these to use for Joker vehicles since they're purple. They are more so for 5-inch figures, but you can kind of squeeze the Movie Master figures in there if you're creative with their legs. Here they are next to an ET vehicle, an ET van. This vehicle actually does work pretty well for the 6-inch scale. Here they are next to some Plan B Toys military Jeeps. These are 1/12 scale, but honestly, they don't fit the majority of figures in my collection. Here they are next to a 1/12 radio-controlled car. I bought this car with the intent to use it with my action figures, but unfortunately, it doesn't really allow their feet to go inside. It's kind of dummied up under there. This car kind of reminds me of these new cars. Here they are next to a couple of Ninja Turtle vans. This particular van actually works great for 6 and 7-inch figures. Here they are next to a couple of Batmobiles in the 1/12 scale. Both these Batmobiles are intended for 6-inch figures, just like these cars. Here they are next to a couple more Batmobiles for the 1/12 scale. These are from the most recent DC Cinematic Universe. Both of them will hold your 6-inch DC figures. Here it is next to a little bit better detailed multiverse version of the same car. Pretty large vehicle. Here it is next to the absolutely huge multiverse radio-controlled ultimate version of this Batmobile. It's a little bit overscaled for 1/12, but does fit the 6-inch figures, and boy, would it just destroy these cars in the streets. Here they are compared to some DC Collectibles Batman the Animated Series 1/12 6-inch scale Batmobiles. This car is designed really long in the cartoon, so it scales up pretty nicely with these cars. And then here they are compared to the most recent 6-inch scale Batmobile. This is from the Batman Missions line. Here's the car with a couple of drunk people partying, driving around, regular looking people. When I first saw this car, these are one of the first two action figures I thought about putting inside of here. The Joker and Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad, kind of reenacting that scene when Batmobile chases after them. Then of course you can always have Joker and Harley Quinn in this first car with a couple of Joker thugs driving in behind them. Well, all in all, I must say that I like this vehicle a lot more than I originally expected. I thought it was a gamble. $30, if I'm going to like it, is it going to be worth it? If I'm going to just waste this money, put this in the closet forever. But I liked it enough, I got a second one pretty quickly. Fills in the void of a 1/12 real vehicle. And what's amazing about this, it can accommodate pretty much everything in my collection. If I were to rate this vehicle, I would give it something like probably a 7 out of 10. Maybe that's pushing a little too high. It does have some flaws. It's not very detailed. It's very basic looking. But as a whole, I do like it a lot. I love how roomy it is, and it's going to fit any figure I want to put in there. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, press like below. If you want to see additional videos from me, press subscribe. If you have any comments about the video, you're welcome to put them below. Thank you guys for watching this video. I will talk to you guys real soon.